So there's two people hiding. We'll just say hi to them. Okay, I'm just gonna get started because I'm recording it, and if they miss the first little bit, they can come on and watch the replay. So thank you guys all for coming. I know it's the middle of the day, and because I do work from home, you guys can all hear me, right? Just wave if you can hear me. Yeah, okay. And because I work from home, I always forget that other people actually have jobs that they need to go to, and like 11 o'clock in the morning is not the best time to do this kind of thing. So my plan is to do another one, not next week, but the week after in an evening, for the other people who can join who are not working. But I appreciate you guys taking time out to come here and hang out with me for a bit. I'm at work. I don't want to show my face. It's all good. That's okay. Thank you for typing and letting me know. I knew Lou wasn't going to come on camera, so it's all good. So basically what, hi Sue. I was going to say Susan, but Sue, okay. So basically what this is, it's not, obviously it's not readings, and it's not, you know, a Q&A about what I do, what my life story is or whatever, but if that comes up, that's cool. But it is for you guys to ask questions about mediumship and, you know, maybe how I do what I do, and if it's right for you, and, you know, can you do it as well? And I am, before, I don't know if any of you have ever been on a call with me, I know Jamie has. What I do before the call always is that I tune into spirit and I surrender it over for the highest and best for you guys, to give you as much information as I can that will help you guys and serve you, okay? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just introduce myself and what kind of what I do, not my life story, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit of foundation of mediumship and what it entails, and then you guys can ask questions. Is that cool?
Cool.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, it's weird. Thanks for saying yes, because I'm like, I don't know if anyone can hear me because they're not talking back to me, but it's all good. Okay, so basically an introduction about me. My name is Jen Abra. I'm a medium. Obviously, I used to be a kindergarten teacher. I worked for a private school for many years teaching kindergarten kids, and then I went on to the school board for 2 years, and I didn't like it. I liked it at the beginning, and then after 2 years went on, all the things started weighing on me. I'm like, this is not cool. I can't help anybody here. It's politics, whatever. So I thought, I'm just gonna go out on my own. I'm gonna quit my job, which everyone thought was crazy. I'm gonna talk to dead people. That's what I'm gonna do. And so that's literally how it happens. On that note, however, because I know there's a lot of people who kind of are embarrassed or hiding their gifts, they don't want to say full out, oh yeah, I can do the same thing that you do. They don't like to tell people that, for they're afraid what people are going to think of them. You know, you guys have gifts and you're like, you're able to manifest things and you're seeing 1111. You're like, I can't tell people this or thing. I'm going to think I'm crazy. So I went through all of that as well. So last day of school, I didn't tell anyone. They said, what are you going to do now? I'm like, I'm just going to do some Reiki and some holistic stuff. I never said to them at work, I'm going to be a medium. I never said that. So this was a process, okay? It took a long time for me to come out of the closet. The spiritual closet is what I like to call it. And then if you're taking Unearth Your Intuition, which a couple people here are taking Unearth Your Intuition, it's basically to get out of the spiritual closet. Like, stop hiding, because you're not helping anyone if you're hiding. And basically, mediumship is just a bigger scale of that, right? It's a journey to get to saying, okay, yes, I can do this. Yes, I want to help other people. Some people just go, bleh, I'm a medium. And some people say, you know, I'm hiding my gifts. I'm intuitive. I know things. I don't know how I know things. And it's like that. So it's a process for everyone. You have your own journey, basically. You guys are all on your own journey, okay? Not on my journey. You're on your journey. So some of the things that I do, I teach online. I do some mentoring. I do Unearth Your Intuition, which is one of my favorite things to do. I have a book that goes with it, which is super cool. Never thought I'd do that either. I'm starting to get back into mentoring on a mediumship level, which when I posted this event, I was not even intending to do any teaching, because I used to teach mediumship, and then I got away from it for various reasons, which I might tell you about. Now I'm kind of being guided to maybe do it again. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how that goes. So I mentor, I do mediumship. I'm not doing private readings right now, because I'm branching off into doing more events with Jerry and doing scientific equipment. I don't know if you guys saw the videos of him seeing the spirit on the screen, which is what the whole event is going to be. So we're doing that. It's just like an evolvement, right? It's kind of an evolving thing, which is the same as mediumship. So your spiritual journey would be an evolvement. You will evolve along the way once you begin. And I hate to break it to you, but you're already starting if you're showing up here, right? what you're kind of doing is you're showing up spirit saying, yeah, I'm ready to, I don't know what it is, but you wouldn't be on this call if you weren't like, oh, this is really cool. What is this about? And there's a calling in you on some level. If it's not mediumship, it's something else, right? It's like spirituality, angel cards, meditation. They're all linked together, right? This is just sort of like an evolvement of all of that. Culmination kind of thing. It's a big calling. It is a lot of responsibility, just so you know. And I wasn't prepared for the responsibility, which is one of the reasons why I stopped teaching it. So quick story, how I became a medium is that I went to go see a medium do a show like I'm doing now. And I sat in the audience and I was like, how the hell is she doing that? Because she said, you can't see, but there's a lineup of spirit around the corner. I'm like, where? I'm like, what is she talking about? There's dead people here? Like, I don't see anything. And they did the readings. I was like in awe of what she was doing, not of her, but what she was doing. And I'm like, I need to do that. I don't know how. I just knew. I was like, okay, I need to figure this out. I was not born with this. I wasn't seeing spirit. It's not a gift that I had. I learned how to do this. Okay, so if you are interested in that, you will be able to learn it. You can, if you have an interest and you can have a commitment to do it, you will be able to be a medium as well. What else? So that's how I became the medium. I was like, oh my God, I need to do this. But then I went to learn how to do it, and I wasn't prepared. I wasn't taught fully how to protect yourself. So you can't just walk around and go, oh, there's your uncle, he passed from cancer, and the end. You can't do that. You can't walk around just talking to dead people, and because there is a process to it. Okay, so with the light and the love and the awesomeness and the loved ones in spirit, there is negativity as well to it. Okay, so just be aware that it's not all like unicorns and rainbows, and it's not that. There is work behind it, and it's a responsibility. It's a commitment. It's responsibility. Okay, but it has to be also a hell yeah for you. It has to be something that you're like, oh my God, oh my fucking God, I have to do this. It has to be like that because it takes commitment. Okay. Not to scare you off. It's also very fun. I'm not trying to freak you out. It doesn't look like it's fun, but it's really fun. Trust me. And it's very rewarding. It's very rewarding work because you have people come to you and they come to you sad and depressed and devastated, and they leave happy and light and smiling, right? So that is the big payoff for all the work, which is why I do what I do. Okay. So, the main part of mediumship is being able to meditate. Okay, so meditation is key if you're going to work on being a medium, if you're curious of it. Even if you're not going to be a medium, if you're going to, and if you're unearth your intuition, I'm going to make you meditate, just so you know, just be aware of that. I'm going to make you do that. But the reason why we meditate is to connect to spirit. If you're not getting quiet and getting out of your head a lot of the time, and you're always doing things, I have to go grocery shopping, I got to clean the kitchen, there's no way you're going to connect with spirit. It's not possible. So connecting with spirit, you have to get quiet, and you have to form a relationship. So in my book, I talk about being quiet and getting to know spirit. So spirit is like a blind date. Okay? You're going to go on a date with them. You're going to meet them at the restaurant. You're probably not going to give them the keys to your house the first day. You're going to want to get to know them, right? You're going to like, hello, nice to meet you. I'm Jen. And right, you just don't go, here, I'm going to trust you with everything. Here's the key to my car. Come in my house. Yeah, I just met you. It's a process. It's a learning thing. You have to get quiet. That's the only way to do that, is to get a relationship with someone, is to get to know them. And that's how you get to know them, is quiet. Protection is a big thing, okay? Protecting yourself. Like I said, you just don't go out and open yourself 24/7. Because you'd be a freaking buffet smorgasbord for anything to come in, right? Not to freak you out. I just want you guys to know, because I did not realize this part. Not scary. It's all good. Protection, even when you go in a crowd, same thing. It's the same thing that you would do going in a crowd. So protecting yourself, if you don't want to get drained by all these negative people, you would put yourself in a bubble. You would learn techniques to protect yourself. It's the same thing with spirit, okay? Saging techniques, right? Clearing is part of mediumship, and can be just part of your daily life as well. So there's things that we would do: crystals, saging, sprays, whatever. With mediumship, there is a structure to it, right? So you can't just go There's your grandma, she has a dog, blah, blah, blah. There is a structure to it that I will teach you, that I borrowed from my teacher. Questions that you ask spirit in a structured form, you make it structured and organized. So you're not like willy-nilly all over the place, because the information is going to come in and you need to have a category to put it into. Make sense? Okay. You also need to know how you work. So what I mean by that is there's senses. So clairaudience would be you could hear spirit. Clairvoyance would be you could see spirit. You probably don't want to see like a physical form because that'll freak you the hell out. But in your head, in your mind's eye, that's clairvoyance. Okay. Clairgustance is where you can taste something in your mouth. Like I can taste medicine in my mouth, like an iron taste. I'm like, oh, you had medicine? Yes. So clairgustance in your mouth. It senses on a bigger level. Okay, like on a metaphysical level. It's really cool. So you guys know that I'm clairaudient because I hear songs. So right now there's like singing songs to me and they're telling me, hey, is it time for a reading? And I'm like, nope, I'm not reading right now, but they're still singing, trying to get me to tell you some things, right? Even with my psychic gifts too, I hear with my psychic abilities and I see. With this, you'll build a dictionary. So when you're a medium, you have to have a dictionary. So what I mean by that would be when you figure out how you work, if you're seeing things in your head, you might see Scooby-Doo. Let's just say you're going to see Scooby-Doo, and you're like, what the fuck is Scooby-Doo? So your job would be to figure out what Scooby-Doo means, which it could be, there's a dog, right? It might not be literal. It's probably not going to be songs. It could be songs. But that's how I work, okay? And it is a journey. It's a journey. You can't go from like kindergarten to grade 8. Right? So some people want it really bad. Some people want to be like doing mediums for like Colette Baron Reed and Teresa Caputo have been doing for 7, 8, 9, 10 years. They want to do it now. You can't do that at the beginning. You have to work your way up there. Spirit is in charge. You're not in charge of your journey. Okay, so spirit will decide when you're ready to do the next step and how you're going to work and all that good stuff. It's not up to you, okay? Okay, so now that I've said all of that, lots of information that got barfed on your head, you are welcome to, it's not school, so if you want to just ask a question, just, wave at me, or you don't have to raise your hand, just unmute yourself and then go ahead and ask me a question that you have, and I will do my best to answer that. Does anybody have any questions they want to ask me? Okay, Stephanie?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so you mentioned once that you hear so many things coming in and that you had to learn how to quiet that. How did you do that?
What do you mean by hearing things, like all the messages all the time?
All the messages coming in. You said you had to learn how to you had to learn how to quiet that because it was coming fast and furious for you.
Yeah, so it was mostly when I was out in public. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would go, like when I was a newbie, after I finished my course that I took out of E-Medium, I was like, hey, here you go into the real world. I'm like, okay. So I didn't have any boundaries. Boundaries is also a thing you have to learn and practice with spirit. Because I would be going to a restaurant on a date with my husband, and the spirits would show up, sit down next to me at the table and say, go talk to that lady in the corner. I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
Like I went into, I don't know who's from Shelburne, but I once went into the newspaper for some reason, and the person that was working there, her dad showed up right beside me and said, you got to tell her this, 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 and this. And I'm like, so things like that, you'd have to learn how to sort of tone down a little bit. It took me a while to be like, this is not appropriate for me to go in this crowded restaurant and annoy this poor lady in the corner and tell you that her dead husband is here. Like, that's not cool. So you're learning boundaries. So what I had to do is I had to learn my boundaries. I had to, like, you can tell spirit, no, thank you. Did I know that? No. I'm like, okay, I'll be your slave. I'll just tell everybody everything that I'm getting. So it's a process also, because I wasn't able to do it right away. I had to learn and practice. Everything is practice. Practice, practice, practice. Saying no when is appropriate. Learning how to approach people if you decide to do that. You don't have to go up to people and say, hey, your cat's here. Right? You don't have to do that. It's just boundaries. And so I had to figure out my boundaries, which was also something that I did not learn. So that would also be something that you would need to learn if you took a mediumship course. Boundaries.
Wow.
Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good.
I mean, I have a lot more, but I don't want to take up the whole half hour. So.
No, go ahead. You can go ahead. Ask another one. Do it. Go for it.
Okay. How were you able to decipher between it being something, a message from you from spirit versus a thought in your head?
That's a very good question, actually. So that is also practice. Okay, now for me, because I'm meditating and meditating and meditating, I have learned the difference between spirit and my own voice. There's a difference in the voices in your head. They're all in your head. Hopefully you're not going to hear a physical voice saying, hey, come here, right? That's happened before and I shut that shit down. One time it happened, I'm like, So it is in your head. That is clairaudience. It's in your head. It's a voice in your head. The trick is to decipher the difference in the tone of the voice, the way it's speaking to you. Okay? So it is your voice, but it's not. It's different. So it's like channeling. Has anyone ever channeled spirit before or gotten messages in their head? So with channeling, you channel, the person connects to an energy and high light vibe, an angel or an energy or whatever, like kind of like Abraham Hicks does. And you will know. So if I am getting a message and I'm supposed to channel something, that voice is not my voice. Because I'm like, I wouldn't say any of that shit. And the other thing that's going to happen to you is that your ego is going to tell you that you're doing it wrong. That's not real. That's not true. Your ego is going to be freaked out that you're inviting in this other energy to speak to you and help other people and up level yourself. You're gonna know your ego is gonna go nana nana boo boo, that kind of sound. Okay, like even in anything, not even mediumship, your ego's gonna go like that kind of tone to it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
But spirit, it's a calm, loving. It will be a love energy to it.
Okay.
Same thing if there's a negative spirit around that you don't want hanging around. They're gonna be like. You will know by how you feel, what you hear, everything. It's all love. If you're not in a love space, you have to be in a love space. It's a love space. Yeah. And again, practice with the voice. Oh, is this me? Oh. Like their spirit is telling me someone is seeing pictures in their head or on the side of their, like I see them over here. Someone is telling me on the screen here that you're seeing already visions and pictures in your mind and you're not believing what you're getting. Yeah, probably everyone, but they're saying you're already getting the visions. You're already getting them. You already have that clarity in your mind. You can see it, but you're like, what do I do? It's not what do I do with it? Is that real? Just my imagination. That's what I'm hearing. So it's in your imagination. That's where everything is. That's why you get confused, because it's in your imagination. If I see a tow truck and your car wheel up like this, that's in my imagination, but I know the difference between that's a prediction for someone or if I'm just making that shit up. In the beginning, I thought it was. Yeah, go ahead.
Like, yeah, that's exactly it. I'm trying to figure out if what I'm seeing is prediction or if it's just, is this what I want? Am I manifesting it or is it actually going to happen?
So do you have evidence of it happening before?
Evidence of which part?
Of seeing something and then happening.
Yes.
There's your answer right there.
Okay. That's actually really cool because of the fact my dad had a heart attack and he's in the hospital and he's undergoing bypass surgery on Monday and I keep seeing him walking around after the surgery. Like I just keep seeing it. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
So I have a question for you, Stephanie.
Yes.
Where do you see this vision?
Where do I see it?
Yeah. Where are you seeing it?
Like right in front of me.
In front of you? Okay. So usually for me, that's present moment or just like super close to the future, like a close present. So if I see something, say I'm doing a reading for you. If I see something on the left side of you, which is your right, so my left,
okay,
it's the past. If I see something right in front of you, it's present. And if I see something on the right side of you, it's coming in, it's the future.
Wow. Okay.
That's why I asked if it was in front of you. So
yeah, it's always here.
Okay. And again, that might change.
Yeah.
And that can be how you work. So that's why you need the categories. That's why you need the practice in saying, okay, where am I seeing this? Because for me, if it's over here, it's coming in. Like, say it's someone's birthday. They're going to bring balloons in on this side. They bring balloons in. That's my symbol. So you're going to also have symbols. Bringing balloons in is my symbol for someone's birthday's coming up. That's how I know your birthday's coming up. They'll bring it in. They bring it in this way.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're telling me that you're seeing the visions already and having predictions. So you are having predictions. It's just practicing trusting that. Trusting is also a big part of mediumship. Like I said, you're not going to trust this blind date after one date. Here's the keys to my fucking car. Here's you want to drive my Ferrari? No, you're not. You're going to, it takes a while. It's a relationship.
Yeah.
Right? It's a trust thing. You don't trust someone you just meet. You have to get to know them. Test them out a little bit. Right? Like if you go on a date, you're going to test them out somehow. You're going to pick, well, if he says this, then this, or whatever, you're going to do that. Right? So it's just a process. Trusting is a big thing. And in Unearth Your Intuition, we'll learn that because you're signed up for that.
I am.
So that's week 2.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a big part of it. Does that help? Does that help?
It does, yeah.
Cool.
My family thinks I'm nuts, but it helps me.
Oh, that's normal too.
Yeah.
They'll get over that. They'll get over it. So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Spirit just gave me a present for you. So, but that feels like a gift. So there's a present in my hand and it's like here. So that's my symbol for you have a gift.
Oh.
Okay. Here's the gift. You got to open it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Has a bow on it. And I'm not saying that only Stephanie's the only one with a gift here. That's not true. Because she's talking to me, she's getting the gift. That's why. Doesn't mean we all don't have a gift. And the new thing now is Spirit's making me draw things. So if I'm doing a reading for someone, I have to have this paper out, and I'm like drawing shit all the time. Like that's my new thing now. I have to draw things. But 3 years ago, I wasn't drawing anything. I was like you guys. I was like, oh my god, what the hell is this beside me? Right? That's where I was 3 years ago. And now I'm like boom, 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 and I'm drawing pictures now. So you see the process from that to that, right?
When they show up beside you, do you see a physical form, or is it a feeling for you?
I can't see them at all.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So I can see things, but I don't physically see a spirit. So like if you've been to one of my events, I'm like, I don't see them. Like what do they look like? I'm like, I have no idea. Because they don't let me see them, but I can see images and stuff. So I can see maybe what they're wearing. But I see glasses or dark hair or bald, but I don't see the whole person in a vision. I'll see a silhouette because I have white walls here. So if I'm like staring at the wall, I can see a silhouette of a person and I'm like, I don't see them. I get snippets of them. Like say they wear Crocs. Here's some Crocs. That's all I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jen, is getting a gut feeling the same idea?
Yeah, so gut feeling would be clear cognizance, that you know, clear knowing.
Okay.
When you just know something but you don't know how you know, because you're clear cognizant.
Yeah. I get that all the time, and it's like, okay, why do I know this?
Because that's spirit working through you.
Okay.
And that's
so I've been ignoring it for way too long then.
I think we talked about this, didn't we, when we talked on our call?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you're just gonna get more nudges to work. If you guys ignore this, like even if you don't do the mediumship, but if you start working on your intuition and you ignore it, the more you ignore it, the more uncomfortable you're going to get. And the more opportunities are going to show up for you to take so that you can start the process. Which is why you guys are here, right? You can't ignore it. If you ignore it, good luck. I wish you the best of luck ignoring it. You can't ignore it anymore. There has to be, and even if you don't work with me, please go find someone that you resonate with that can help you, because you're just going to be so uncomfortable. Honestly.
Is it normal that when you start feeling these things, the other people they just seem to come out of the woodwork? Like I'm noticing more groups on Facebook, more like readings, predictions, that kind of stuff. I'm like going, I've never ever saw this before, and now it's just pouring out of the woodwork.
So Spirit is going to use what you know. So for me, Spirit uses song lyrics because apparently I know 50 million song lyrics. Spirit knows you're on the computer and Facebook a lot, so guess where Spirit is going to put the messages for you and the nudges.
Okay.
Whatever you think you're not being watched and you don't know, and Spirit doesn't know what the hell you're doing. Oh, they know. They know.
Wow.
Because technology is a vibration. Technology is a frequency. So Spirit is a frequency, right? And an energy, because everything is energy. This table's energy, money's energy, your energy. Spirit, your loved one in spirit is now energy form. Okay? So they are very smart. I just need to tell you this, guys. That's the wrong word. Your loved ones in spirit are so smart. They will do anything to help you, to get you a message, to get you to that medium, to get that reading. They'll do anything because they love you. It's a love energy and they want to help you. And so Spirit knows you're on Facebook, so I'm going to put all of the nudges on Facebook so that you will see them. They're not going to put it in a newspaper anymore because who reads the newspaper? Right? They're not going to put it on the newspaper. They're going to put it on Facebook, which is where we are.
Wow.
Right? Because
Yeah.
because phones are energy, frequencies, vibration, so is spirit. And that's why you're seeing 1111, 222, 555, because that's also a high vibratory frequency. That's why the songs on the radio can come to you. That's why spirit can play a song for you. Because the energy, it's a frequency. And that's why I can't see them, is because they're vibrating. I don't see them. I can talk to them and hear them and communicate with them, but I can't see them. So you might be able to see them. We're all different. We're all going to work differently, right? Mediumship or not. With your intuitive gifts, you're all going to work differently. You got to figure out what your gift is, though. Like, do you know things? Do you see things? Do you hear things? That's really important to figure out first. And then the mediumship it's a lot easier to be a medium doing it that way.
Jen, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask, so how many different gifts do you have, Jen? Like you have clairvoyance, clairaudience?
So I said I have all of them, but then I have the top two that are strongest. So you probably have all of them. You may have all of them, but then one or two is going to be the strongest. Right? So for me, it'll be clairaudience would be number one.
Yeah.
But then I'm doing psychic readings, it's mostly vision. So it's those clairvoyance and clairaudience are my top two.
Oh.
I wouldn't say that clairgustance, the taste, was going to be anyone's strongest one. Like, it's not going to help you to taste the man's hair or taste the man's glasses, right? So that's probably not going to be your strongest one, but you are going to use it, right? And the smelling one, I can't think of the smelling, but you can smell smoke. I'll smell smoke around someone, right? But that's not my strongest one. I don't want to smell a man or smell a female or smell a cat, right? So it's just figuring out which one you have, and then it gets stronger the more you work it. It's like a muscle that you have to work, which is what was part of the commitment to mediumship, is that you have to work the muscle.
Wow. Okay.
Tammy, do you have a question? Sorry.
Yeah, Jen said in the beginning you said that you weren't born with this, and you learned it. Now I was with all of the ladies in my family a couple of weekends ago, and it's a family thing, I think. Everybody was very supportive and told me about their experiences. One of my aunts, however, thinks that instead of getting love messages and nice messages, that she gets the bad stuff. You said there's a way to protect yourself against the bad stuff. Because I have that in my family have this already inside me. I just need to know how to work. And I don't want to pick up the bad stuff.
Yeah, that's a
but
very
there's a way
good
to
question.
do that.
Yes, there is. The number one thing to do is to raise your vibration. Do you know what I mean by that? So would you say your aunt is vibrating kind of low, like maybe negative, thinking negative things, expecting the worst, that kind of thing?
I can see that in her. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why she's attracting all the negative stuff.
Okay.
So she has the power to change that by raising her vibration. And the way you do that is by positive as much as possible, joyful as much as possible, expecting the best, looking for the beauty in everything, appreciating everything, meditation, gratitude. Those are all things, music, those are all things that will raise your vibration. And when you're going to be a medium, you want to be up here as much as possible because you don't want the low stuff. That's when the negative stuff comes in.
Okay.
So you don't have to be afraid of it because it's a choice that you make. Make sense?
Yes.
I don't think it's even possible to attract a low energy if you are vibrating super high. Yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say? Sorry, I interrupted you.
It was pretty impressive with about 10 of us all there together.
Were you guys all practicing? What were you doing?
No, we were just talking about it. I was telling them about my experiences with you, and Anne was so positive and told me to go ahead and do whatever it is that I need to do for me to make this happen. Very positive. And then my aunts were telling me about experiences they'd had where they've actually seen spirits and spoken to them, and it was just very encouraging.
So I'm glad they're
Except for
supportive
that
of
one.
you. Yeah, except for one. There's always one. That's what
Yeah.
I always say when I'm doing an event. There's always one person who's like, prove it to me. Prove it to me. There's always one, right? But you're very brave. I'm hearing you're very brave for doing this. It takes a lot of courage to step up and say, yes, I have a gift and I want to work on it, right? So I'm hearing clap for your damn self, right? Honestly, there's a lot of people who are too afraid to show up and say, hey, guess what I can do? Oh, you're crazy. No, they're the crazy ones.
Well, a lot of other people are going to think I'm crazy, but I don't. So
You know what? It's going to happen no matter what. It's just your choice if you get upset by it or not, or let it stop you. Because it's your life. It's your journey. Are you going to let people tell you what to do? No. You're not the boss of me. But can you imagine if I hadn't shown up here and saying I'm a medium and I'm going to help people? I've helped so many people. And I can't wait to help more. Like, it's only serving you and other people. You're going to have people who are going to like send you hate mail like I've got and be mean to you and say, you're not ready. Right? But you're going to get that because they're going to reflect back to you what you're believing about yourself. When you stop believing that about yourself, they'll stop doing that.
okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm in a house full of boys, and they all say it's all hooey. So,
Yeah, I'm from a Catholic family.
ooh.
But you want to hear the awesome thing? My grandparents who passed over were super religious, super Catholic. They had crucifixes in their house. They read the Bible every day. They had rosaries. And guess who are the ones that are helping my students? Grandma and Grandpa Catholic. Because there's no religion anymore when you pass over. It's only love. Religion does not exist. It's only love. That's it. So all the Catholic people who are like, oh, you're the devil work. Guess what? Y'all pass over. You're going to be thanking me. You'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. You were right. Yeah.
I actually asked that question when I was with my family, and we were talking about it, and I said, so how does it work if I believe that I could be this sort of spiritual person, but I don't believe there's a heaven, a hell, or a God?
Oh, that's too deep for me. I'm not going there.
Okay, so there doesn't have to be something like that. That's fine.
No, if you believe in love, you're good.
Yeah.
As long as you believe in love, you are fine.
Okay.
Yep, because all of it's love. Spirit has never told me it's heaven. I've never had a spirit come through and tell me this is heaven. They have shown me the way it looks, but there's no name to it. They don't say this is a label and this is what we call it. It's beautiful where they are, where they've shown me, but they don't say this is heaven. I've never heard.
That makes more sense to me.
I've never heard them say that H word. or the other H word, never. It's just love. You believe in love, then you're good. I just heard Madonna. Do you believe in love? So this has to be like, so this has to be a hell yeah. Your arm hair has to be standing up. It has to be, oh my God, yes, sign me up. I need to do this. And whatever that way is for you and whoever you are going to work with or not work with, it has to be a hell yeah. It has to be something that you're passionate about and that you want to help other people. That you want to be alchemist, basically, is what you are, because you're turning grief into love, pain into sadness, relief, like into relief. You're just changing their emotions, and you know, if you get really good, it's gonna help more people. It's gonna be like, well, I can't not believe that. Like, there's no way that not some things that before, like, not every reading is amazing, but one readings are like, the things that come through from spirit are so completely, insanely accurate that no one in this fucking world will know. That is how you know this is legit and this is spirit working through you. That this is true. There are people floating around. I'm not joking. They are here to like tell you that they loved you and they miss you and they see things that you're doing and they're always completely with you all the time. It's like it's a huge gift. Huge gift. So I'm just going to ask a question here from Sue. Do you have any advice for someone who has never meditated before? I'm not a person to sit still, so I need help. Yeah. Shit. Don't take my classes then. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to make you meditate and be quiet. So I would suggest finding a time of day. It's a commitment again. 30 days at least. It takes the form of routine. So either when you wake up in the morning before you go to work or before you go to bed. Sometimes before you go to bed is not so good because you fall asleep. Also on your lunch break. So those 3 times a day, to choose one of those times and stick with it every single day. Insight Timer app on your phone, Insight Timer, will keep track of your meditations for you. You can choose 5 minutes, 2 hours, quiet, music, whatever it is you want. As long as you're doing it, doesn't matter as long as you're doing it. You can meditate on the beach just like looking at the ocean and watching the waves go. Ooh, that's a meditation. But you have to say, yes, I want this, and yes, I want to meditate. So I'm going to choose a time every day. My teacher said to me, if you don't meditate, I'm going to find out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because she's psychic. Haha, I get it. She's like, you won't get better. She goes, you won't get better. So I have not missed a day of meditation in 3 years. Because I'm like, oh, I want this. I want this. This is awesome. So.
Wow.
So there's no more questions. I'm going to stop here because so funny enough, before I even posted this event, I told you it's free info night. I didn't know what to call it. A free info morning. I didn't know what to call it. So I just called it a night. I changed it a few times and then Tammy called me out on. I'm like, oh shit, I should just put. I didn't know what to call it. So anyways, I didn't have anything planned before this talk. I'm just going to share my info with you guys, honestly. But then this morning, I'm like, I'm going to do an introduction to mediumship. So there isn't a 4-hour course coming up that I'm going to do. If you're interested in that, it's all on Facebook. That's how I normally do my courses, on Facebook, because they're easy. There's no excuse why you can't go on the course because you're on Facebook anyway. That's why I designed them that way. Okay? So take a look at that if you want to. Send me a message, and then we'll go from there. But Sue says, just sit there and do what? I'm going to message Sue. I'm going to message you. Okay, I'm going to send you the app. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jen.
Can you send that to me too? Because I've never meditated before.
Done. Why don't I post it in the event?
It's a good one. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's very helpful.
Yeah, it is.
So let me know, Tammy, if you get it, if I post it in this event.
Okay.
And if you don't see it, message me and I'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you.